Hello everyone and welcome to game 2 in a series between Elfi and Prodigy here on GSL Dual Site. Elfi spawning as the blue Protoss player, meanwhile Prodigy spawning as the red Terran here on Dual Site, and we'll see what happens in this Terran versus Protoss matchup. Now, Dual Site, one of those maps that are not part of the BattleNet ladder map pool, only 2 spawning locations, one on the east, one on the west. And with that, it does turn into a lot of early aggression, perhaps, as you do know exactly where your opponent is. Now, from here, your third base, it could either be established here, or you could try to be gutsy and try to kind of ninja expand it here. Both third base options are not that good, and normally on this map, I would say that it is heavily Zerg favored. Now, in a Terran versus Protoss lineup, though, I'm not 100% sure who the maps are favored in a Terran versus Protoss, as I don't see that many non-Zerg games on this map. We'll see what's going to happen here as the probes are going to make its way up the ramp and start to gain a bit of sight. We are going to get a 12 racks now established. Prodigy does know that the probe is inside the base and now brings over an SCV. SCV doing a good job, just will back off. You can see this SCV down to 25 hit points already, as a new SCV coming over to perhaps try to disrupt the regeneration on those shields. Shields will regenerate. That probe should just turn around and start attacking again, and there you go. Elfi just dealing 20 points of damage to the probe, or to those SCVs, while its shields recharge rather quickly. The barracks still has quite some time until it is completed, and as soon as that is done, it will take even more time until the marine is done, as the probe once again doing the same thing, and thereby finally absorbing 2 points of actual damage before the shields can recharge. SCV now making its way out, as the probe going to take a look around on the inside, doesn't see a second gas. He's looking for a supply depot most likely, and there is no tech lab. So interesting as to what Prodigy will be going for here. Yes, it will be a reactor, so this is going to be that reactor barracks opening, and we'll see if he gets another barracks right behind this, or if he tries to get up a supply depot. No, instead going for a refinery and going for a supply depot, and this is a rather odd opening, going early reactor, as we now see an SCV wander its way through the mineral line here. Supply depots will finish off a wall in. You can see a probe still hanging around at this Zelnaga tower. This one particular SCV hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. Meanwhile, this guy has taken 2 points of damage to his hit points, no points on its shields, as it has completely regenerated. Apparently, Prodigy and Elfi duking it out with the battle of the workers. We'll see where these workers will go and what these workers will do. Simply does not want to allow Elfi to hold that Zelnaga tower, as that Zelnaga tower does give a lot of crucial scouting information. Prodigy now going into a double marine train, and we may see Prodigy perhaps try to do a marine tank push, and only a marine tank push. I have seen that work out sometimes, or it may be just a straight up marines into cloak banshees, as that is also a viable strategy as well. That tech lab should be added on any moment now. Meanwhile, the robotics facility now training up observers, getting in 2 additional gateways. There's that tech lab, as I mentioned. We may see a swap there, as Terran now needs to get a lot more minerals in order to research Cloak if he's going for Banshees, and also train up a Banshee. Already has the necessary gas, already has the necessary gas now. Will do that swap. We'll see what Prodigy goes for. He could just be trying to fake me and go for a Raven. Raven is also a popular option, but no, it is going to be cloaked Banshees here on Dual Site. Probe now attempting to run away. A new observer has joined in on the fight, and with that, it will spot the starport with the tech lab and know that a cloaking field most likely is being researched. And with that, perhaps train up even more observers. Back at home, another observer is being added to the army. We'll see if more stalkers are being added, as well as stalkers are the natural counter to those banshees. As long as those banshees are spotted, the stalkers can shoot them out of the sky very cost effectively, as stalkers only take about 28 seconds to build with warp gate. Meanwhile, banshees take 30 or 60. Banshee looking to do a bit of a harassment, flying straight by the Zelmaga tower here. We will see that there are already 4 stalkers lying in wait. And with 4 stalkers lying in wait, the production tab, it shows that the cloak research has been canceled. So opting to cancel the cloak research and now get a Raven instead. Ravens with point defense drones, very powerful, able to shut down a large group of stalkers and intercept some of those attacks to allow your Marines and your Marauders to finish off while having additional health and protection. There is a Raven in the air. Quite some time before a point defense drone can be utilized, but Ravens, the natural detector for Terran, and that point defense drone intercepting so many attacks, it could spell problematic, as now we see Zealots and Immortals trying to make a way and make a move. Taking a look at the army compositions, about even right now. Taking a look at the Harvester, about even, but somehow Elfi, even though it is about even, has a slight significant or a slight advantage in terms of overall food. 62 versus 83. Or sorry, Prodigy has 79 over 68. As Elfi, not quite sure what he's doing with his overall army size. You can now see Prodigy making his way out with these Marines and SCVs and siege tanks, and it looks like it may be just a straight up all in. There is one Banshee in this group. The Raven is here as well. There is enough for a point defense drone. Siege tanks, sieges. It will most likely just unsiege as it knows it has really nowhere to go at this point. There are a lot of SCVs. The SCVs are not even on auto repair, as the Banshees are now going to look to push in. And now getting in some easy damage. SCVs still in the front of this group. How much damage can this attack absorb? SCVs are repairing off over here. Marines do not have stim, no combat shield, and simply now just going to start to siege. And here we go. Marines quickly engaging. Banshees, siege tanks. There's Immortals coming in from the back. Is it going to be enough to actually focus down? Point defense drone intercepting much of that damage from the Stalkers. The Stalkers trying to focus down the siege tanks. One siege tank looks like it may get taken out. Yes, a second siege tank also taken out as well. So no more siege tanks in this group. But Ravens and SCVs and Banshees are enough, as Elfi is forced to say GG off of Prodigy's one base all in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.